Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video we're going to be discussing Natalie and whether or not she'll betray Marinette because of her dad. Or, as he will be known from here on out, Daddy Sanker.
He's called me, he landed, he's here.
Put a W in the chat for Daddy Heartless. Anyway, if you've already forgotten, at the end of El Toro de Piedra, we see Natalie having a meeting with some screens. God, Natalie, we really need to reduce your iPad time. But she's having a meeting, and they'll take a vote, and then everyone leaves apart from this ear of wheat, who Natalie calls Dad. Personally, I wouldn't call an ear of wheat my dad, but Natalie, you do as you want, I suppose, since your surrogate son once dressed up as a banana. So we'll talk about theories for the council in another video, and who they each could be, or what they at least could represent. But they want Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculous to make a wish. All these people in this show wanting the same thing. They either want to make a wish with the Miraculous, or they want to date Adrien, or both. Can we please get some more diverse motivations in the show?
Please!
And obviously, we all know Natalie knows Marinette is Ladybug, as at the start of the London special, which I like to call Recreation the Extended Edition, because the two times they showed the London skyline, it was incorrect. I don't even like London that much, and it annoyed me. But in the London special, Gaby Baby saved Natalie with the wish. She came abseiling down into the basement, and Marinette was like, "Quick fire transform, I'll beat you up," but it's all Gucci and they didn't wrestle, which was really sad. Either way, Natalie knows Marinette is Ladybug, and in season 6, particularly in El Toro de Piedra, we saw that Marinette and Natalie do have some kind of relationship, a good rapport. They're not friends, Marinette's a child, they can't be friends, but when Marinette finds a letter addressed to Adrien from Gaby Baby, she just bursts into the room where Natalie is, and she's quite open with her. Like usually, Marinette would talk to Ali about this sort of thing, about how she's feeling, but we know Marinette hasn't told Alia about Adrikins and Gaby Baby, so Natalie is one of the few people Marinette can fully confide in. However, Natalie isn't so open with Marinette. Now obviously this whole situation, in my opinion, can go three ways. So the first one is Natalie is just super evil, and she's like, well, I already know who Ladybug is, so I'll do something. I don't know what yet, but I will take decisive actions in a future episode to work out who Cat Noir is. She found out it's Adrien, she doesn't care, steals both Miraculous, bada bing bada boom, throw your phone out the window, Miraculous Ladybug is over. Option number 2 is the same, except Natalie finds out Cat Noir is Adrien, and she's like, oh my god, my son. Do I betray him? Do I betray my dad? Do I betray a secret third option? And she either betrays Adrien or her dad, or maybe both, who knows? And thirdly, and this one is my favourite at the minute, is Natalie is a double agent. She's like, yeah, Dad, I'll do this for you. But she loves Adrien, she really likes Marinette, and I do think in the event she finds out Adrien is Cat Noir, she'll be like, okay, well, I already wasn't going to betray Marinette, but now I definitely won't betray either of them. And she betrays her dad instead by doing everything she can to protect Adrien and Marinette from the council. Now, the obvious evidence against this theory is Cat Blanc. In Cat Blanc, Natalie sees Adrien transform, and she's just like, yep, that was him, Cat Noir is your son. She did not care in the slightest. She told Gabriel straight away.
However,
Natalie, while a morally grey character, she flip-flops back and forth between a good and bad person depending on her own goals, the weather, and the state of her hair. She has also developed a lot since season 3. In season 3, when Cat Blanc takes place, I would argue we had peak Gabe Nath. Even if you don't ship it, that season, in my opinion, they were the closest they were in the entire show, and I honestly believe season 3 Natalie would have done anything for Gabriel. For example, in the episode Ladybug, in the lair, they decide to do the Heroes Day repeat with the Scarlet Akuma plan, in tandem with Marinette's Akuma, because they know she's going to be super powerful, but it falls apart when Natalie starts coughing due to Peacock Miraculous overuse. Gaby Baby falls asleep after he kind of, sort of, saves her, takes care of it, I don't know what to describe it as, and Natalie sneaks out to make Sentibug to please Gabriel, even though she knows she will get more ill. However, season 5 Evolution, Natalie is like, what is wrong with you? You could have saved my life and you chose to fight a 14-year-old girl instead. Can we check your priorities, please?
She needs to sort out her priorities.
And while they do have some amicable moments in season 5, such as in Intuition, Natalie is largely in it for herself in season 5, such as her wrestling Gaby Baby in Passion, and also her trying to murder him with a crossbow in Confirmation. This is peak children's TV, everyone. In season 5, she pushes Gabriel's needs to the side and starts focusing on herself and protecting Adrien when she can, and taking on more of a mothering role to him. So while I can believe, absolutely 100% no doubt about it, that season 3 Natalie would have betrayed Adrien, no question, I don't believe season 5 Natalie would have, so therefore in my opinion, neither would season 6 Natalie, unless she's gonna backflip all of her character development, which is entirely possible with this show. So, assuming I'm correct, Natalie will spend the rest of the season protecting Marinette from the council, and once she finds out Adrien is Cat Noir, whether that's this season, next season, or in season 26, she will do the same, and Daddy Sonko won't be happy, but what can you do? It's just the bread and butter of the show. You have to have a bad dad. I would fit right in. The only good dads in the show are Tom and Otis, and yes, the person who comments about their love of Otis all the time. I think you're all wonderful and you make my day when I see you've left a comment. With that being said, I do think Natalie entered the Grest household with the express purpose of getting the Miraculous. While I absolutely don't think the secret society has been foreshadowed well enough, I would think it's been around for a while, and possibly their mission was just to get some Miraculous to do whatever it is that they actually want with them. It's unclear right now if they knew that the Ladybug and Cat Noir Miraculous existed all along, because there are a lot of Miraculous, as we find out in the New York special. They just wanted Miraculous in general, but once they learn about the wish from Nuru, information Gaby Baby or Natalie would have given to the council, they then decide they rather have the Ladybug and Cat Noir Miraculous over the Peacock and the Butterfly, and decide to use the latter two to get the former two. But that being said, like I said, it's not been foreshadowed well enough, and I don't know if this is a writing issue or we just haven't been given this information, but we all know, like from the start, Gabriel's goal was always to use the Miraculous to bring Emily back. And I would assume the council have loftier goals than Emily Agrest. Like, they're like, okay, here's one lady. And I don't think they'd have cared. So were they always aware Gaby Baby was going to do that with the Miraculous? Did he lie to the council? Did Natalie and or Tomaway tell the council the truth afterwards? I'm not sure. But as we find out in Passion, Natalie loves to wrestle. Woo! But sadly, more important than that, Natalie came here to hunt magical artifacts, the Miraculous. Obviously, they hunted for ages for the Ladybug and Cat Noir Miraculous, even after they found the Butterfly and the Peacock, as evidence here at the end of Werepappers, since Adrikins, aka Featherboy, is alive. Obviously they found the Peacock Miraculous, and then Emily got more ill, so Natalie stayed around to help, and to hopefully get the Ladybug and Cat Noir Miraculous for herself when Gabriel won them with the Butterfly Miraculous. Which doesn't make quite sense either, like, right, how long has the secret society been going on for in Paris? How long was Gabriel part of it? Did Natalie always know they wanted the Ladybug and Cat Noir Miraculous? Because if so, why in Evolution was she mad at Gabriel for not taking the easy way to win, which would have circumvented the need for the wish, but also would have stopped anyone on the council from getting the Miraculous? But obviously the council existed when Gabriel was alive because he was on it. Like, I know Natalie was mad in Evolution because he could have saved her, but with the context of the council, if she knew what her dad wanted, did she just not used to care, like at the start of season 5 time frame? Did she only find out recently? I don't know. Anyway, finding potential plot holes isn't part of the theory video. It wasn't even in the plan, it just happened. So with what we know, I think it's possible Natalie was steered in Gabriel and Emily's life to help them find the Miraculous for them, and then perhaps steal it for herself, per the request of her dad. Which, I don't know why she didn't do it in the opening of the London special, since Marinette had both. Do you see how this doesn't make sense? But, like, then she has a change of heart, like, they were both right there in the London special. She could have easily overpowered her. She was a 14-year-old girl, especially since Natalie was no longer ill. And Thomas, you absolutely did not think this through. There were so many more things. Anyway, Natalie has a change of heart and is like, Dad, I never loved you. I'm going to take my banana-head son and his girlfriend who beats up people in Paris on a daily basis and get out of town. But oh boy, I'm still not finished. Is this the longest theory video I've ever made? So, while Natalie, double agent betraying Daddy Sonka, is my favourite theory, I do think there is some evidence to the contrary. And a major piece of this evidence is a letter that Marinette finds in El Toro de Piedra. In the episode, Marinette questions if the letter is even from Gaby Baby, and I think she's onto something for the first time in the show, since it's usually Felix who does this sort of stuff. First of all, it was found in the 6 box, so from Adrien's things when he was 6 years old, and as Marinette and Tiki say, it's in an Alliance folder, and the Alliance wasn't a thing until Adrien was 14, and it didn't start until the start of season 5. So Gaby Baby or someone else would have had to have planted this and hoped Adrien would eventually find it. But how often would Adrien look through these boxes? He only opens them because Marinette asks, and Natalie knows Marinette is obsessed with Adrien and would ask for something like that of him. And secondly, in Recreation, Gaby Baby asked Marinette to help Adrien remember him as a good person. And by Gaby Baby admitting to being Hawk Daddy in this letter, he does kind of admit, in my opinion, that he's a bad person, which Gaby Baby seems to realise himself in Recreation, as he doesn't want Adrien to know. Now, while I acknowledge Gabriel absolutely did not write this letter if it was him in the finale, although that would have been funny, nor did he try and find it and destroy it in the finale either, since, you know, he had different priorities. Completely understand. But I don't know, if I was Gabriel, I maybe would have been like, Yeah, hey Marinette, to aid you in my request of Adrien not finding out what a terrible person I was, this is where the letter is, could you get rid of it, on the off chance he looks in those boxes and finds it, cheers. But Gaby Baby always wanted to shield Adrien from the bad. He didn't want him to go to school even after Emily died, and we saw how overprotective he was in episodes like Godzilla. Towards the end, Gabriel was absolutely losing it, and he did directly try to put Adrien in harm's way in episodes like Transmission, but not gonna lie, I do personally believe what Gabriel says at the end of Recreation, that he wants Adrien to remember him as good. So why didn't he tell Marinette to get rid of the letter? I guess you could argue, just really wasn't at the forefront of his mind, he was about to die. So yeah, I suppose. And assuming Gabriel did write it, I can understand him putting it somewhere obscure so Adrien doesn't find it immediately, and by that I mean when Gabriel was still alive, but I doubt Adrien would have ever looked in that box if not for Marinette. So I am kind of on the fence about whether Gabriel wrote it or Natalie wrote it. But I do actually feel like I'm veering towards Natalie having wrote it, since they got all these boxes out while they were renovating. Which also, why are they renovating? Only the foyer was damaged in the fight. Unless they just want to wipe all of Gabriel's presents from the house, but Adrien remembers him as a good person. So why would you do that? Anyway, Gabriel would have no idea, had no clue at all, that they would do this after his death. He had no way of knowing, and Natalie was on a council meeting while Marinette was over. Which, why would you do that? That's crazy. Like, there are 5 or 6 other people in the house. I would not have taken that call. I'd be like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to bring me back. No can do. But I'm kind of like, was Natalie... did she plant it that morning, hoping Marinette would indeed look in the boxes and find it? I don't know. That being said though, mentioning the council directly again, I don't necessarily think that the end scene of El Toro de Piedra is from the chronological end of the episode. As we all know, this season's chronological order has been everywhere, so I don't think it's too far of a stretch to have the end scene of El Toro de Piedra to be earlier in the season too. And I love that Natalie changes outfits for the meeting. She has her mum outfit and then her KGB outfit, yeah. Which, yes, I've noticed she does have this weird looking brooch or something in the middle of her shirt, which does look like camouflage butterfly Miraculous, which is terrible camouflage if I've noticed it. I've got terrible eyesight. From this image alone, there's no way, in my opinion, to know if it is or isn't the butterfly Miraculous for sure. Honestly, I don't know. I think the only plausible explanation that she even has something there that I can think of right now, with not much evidence to go off, is that Natalie is leading the council to believe she does indeed actually have the butterfly Miraculous, and this is it in like its false camo mode, and she's taking praise for what Lila is doing. So she's basically pretending like, yeah, I've got the butterfly, this is all me, when really, it's obviously not her. We know it's not her, I think. Unless she's working with Lila, of course. But if it is real, which I doubt, I don't think it's too far of a stretch that Natalie's working with Lila, if you do believe Natalie is completely evil and this is all just an act. We know Lila has multiple voices, and it does seem like people are working with her or for her. Natalie could definitely be one of them, which is also reinforced by the Akumas and the Amuks. Lila blows the Akuma out the same way Mayura blew out her Amuks.
Coincidence? I think not!
Of course, the obvious question then is, well, why would Natalie write the letter or work with Lila? As for working with Lila, I don't know. I don't know what Natalie would want to gain from that. But as for the first, why would she write it? I think deep down Natalie knows they have to tell Adrien, but she doesn't want to be the one to do it because she doesn't want to lose that relationship with Adrien. So she puts it in a letter as if from Gabriel being the one to tell Adrien, and Adrien just happens to stumble on it, and then he finds out. Whether Natalie would want him to continue the legacy of what Gabriel did, that's another question, but I think she just wanted Adrien to know exactly what his dad was like. So there you go, I gave that my absolute all. Those are all of my thoughts on Natalie, / her evil twin Natasha, who looks nothing like her. And I hope I gave everyone enough information to confuse all of you. I'd love to know where you stand on this. Do you think Natalie will betray them? Do you think not? I really don't know. I'm just here for the drama. So whichever option they pick, I hope it's good. That's all I ever want. I'm like, I don't care what happens, as long as you make it good. I'd love to know what you think of this, besties, and I will see you in the next one.